spring, and I have been busy in the studio and busy in my life and getting over an illness. So I'm glad to be back today. I have been working on collage, and I've been doing a lot of thinking, a lot of contemplation about what I'm doing and the reason behind it, and exactly how I'm going to move forward on this YouTube channel and in my website. And it's still going to take some pondering, but I'm glad to be back today, and I'm going to continue to ponder. But I do have a new collage to share with you that took me a few days to put together. And at the beginning of this video, a lot of times people wonder where I get my ideas from. And although a lot of my collages are based on my inner life, I also include lots and lots of things that I surround myself with that I love and bring me joy. I have to say I am a collector, and I have lots of things that mean something to me. I've traveled a lot in my life. I've lived many, many places. And I've collected a lot along the way. The beginning of the video shows some of the things that influence this collage that we'll be working on. One thing that I want to say is that my collages are extremely meaningful to me, and they tell a story. And I put a lot of my heart and my emotions into my collage work. And I hope that reflects when you look at the work. And I hope that these collages then become meaningful to you and connect with you on some level. So I did not speak while I was doing this collage, so I'm going to try and do a voiceover. I've never done this before, so I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I'm going to do my best, and if it doesn't work, I'll end up putting captions on the video so you can follow along. But this particular collage is inspired by a life that I had in California, and I enjoyed my time there immensely, especially my last years living there. And there are lots of items in this collage that are symbolic, and lots of things that are very, very meaningful to me. So I'm going to go ahead, and I worked in my art journal, and I made a paper doll first, which was a lot of fun. And I kind of changed my approach to this particular collage by making the paper doll first. And I'll show her to you. But I did scan her into my computer, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with her yet. But she is there, and she is available to me if I want to put her into another collage or make some collage sheets around her. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to approach this. It was something new for me, but I really, really enjoyed it. So I hope everybody's well. I was sick for about 3 weeks, and I'm getting over it. It seems I've been sick since last November, the last time I had COVID. So anyway, I don't want to dwell on that. I'm feeling a whole lot better now. And let's go ahead with this collage. She doesn't have a name yet. Maybe you'd like to name her. Okay, I'm going to switch the camera around and we can get started. Okay, let's get started. As you know, I do keep my scraps in these plastic envelopes, large plastic envelopes, and I've been fussy cutting a lot. And right now I'm looking for the best face for my paper doll. At this point, I'm not really sure what this collage is going to be about, but let's see which face I finally choose. Okay, I've been through quite a few faces, but I have finally determined which one I've decided to use. She seemed to talk to me when I took her from the envelope. And now the second part, I look for eyes, the right eyes to match the face. Usually I use eyes that are larger than the face itself so that the eyes are exaggerated. Excuse me. And I try to match the direction of the gaze usually. It's not so much I try and match the eye color, but to me, the direction of the gaze is really important. Is she going to be looking directly out of the picture frame? Or is she going to be looking to the side or away from the viewer? All of those make a difference to me. Is she going to be staring? What type of feeling do I get from the eyes? Are they mysterious? Are they playful? Are they sincere? Are they questioning? What look am I going for in this collage? Those are way too wide. Those are very interesting. Maybe a little big, but they captivate me in some way. She's kind of looking to one side, glancing. Something's caught her eye. And that's the one I've decided upon. Right now I'm trying to decide if I'm going to match up the line of the nose. Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. And these eyes are especially exaggerated. So I'm not going to be able to line up the nose this time. I think I've decided to trim off the extra space under the eyes so that that nose line isn't quite as visible. And then I'm trimming the side of the face, the eyes. And this is in real time. You know, a lot of times when you see me working on a collage, I speed up a lot of the areas, but I'm meditating on the image, I'm seeing if it's speaking to me or what it's calling for next. And I'm thinking I need to find an object to use as the body. And a number of years ago, I started using objects for the body. I've used motorcycle handles and telephones. So I've decided to look through a couple magazines that I have nearby to see if there's something that catches my interest. And I could choose anything. It could be an animal body. It could be a typewriter. Whatever whatever speaks to me is what I will cut out. And then I get a little bit sidetracked with articles and oh, I've come from Maryland and probably have been to some of those restaurants, and so it's not all I'm focused on one thing. I kind of let my mind wander at this point and just enjoy the process of going through the magazine, listening to the turn of the page, and just relax into the process. And I'm not finding anything that really captivates me at this point. There's an interesting business chair. No, not quite. Pretty flowers. Maybe use that for a headdress. But nothing is really, really speaking to me. That's a good shape, the HCG bottle, but no. Maybe. No. Sometimes I use vintage magazines, and sometimes I use newer magazines. Okay, I didn't have any luck in the first magazine, so let's try this Southern Living. I'm always on the look for jewelry. That's one of the things that I usually do tear out of a magazine. I usually don't use the jewelry as jewelry, but they'll become a piece of jewelry, or a bead could become a fish or a border, something like that. Now, I really do like the texture on this pot. I'm thinking it could make an interesting skirt or top, one of the two. Okay, so I feel good. I have one piece to add to the paper doll. And I continue on through the magazine. And I see this garden gate, and I thought, that might make a good top for my figure, with the heart especially placed where it is. So I'm going to carefully cut this one out. And if I can't use it in this one, I'm sure I can use it in another collage. I spotted the chocolate, because you have to have chocolate. I'm thinking maybe it would make a good body or part of a body. But then on the back, I see this hot sauce, and also I'm looking at the bow ties. So I decide that the bow ties might work, and these hearts might work in some other collage that I'll be working on. So when I'm looking for images, I'm looking for images in general, just not for a specific collage. And I like this ring too. It reminds me of a ring my mother gave me when I can't remember how old I was, but what else is catching my fancy? I'm not sure, but I'm usually drawn to red or orange or peachy colors. I'm surprised I didn't cut out that cupcake, actually. But I still have the magazine, so. Oh, look at that. Look at that great figure. The dishpan. I like that. That's coming out of the magazine. If not for something to use in a collage, definitely as an inspiration for a collage. And if you remember the video that I did during Februage with the hands grasping the chains coming up out of the sea on the boat-themed collage, I found another set of hands. Let's see if there's anything else in this magazine. Now, when I came to this page, the row of hot sauces across the bottom of the page looked really intriguing to me. I didn't know why. I think I was thinking about a border, but I didn't tear them out right away, but I just could not turn away from the page. So that came out and went in my pile for inspiration. And I really like that row of chairs too. And I thought about it and thought about it a little bit more, but decided to forego that. Okay, that's the end of my magazine harvesting, and I decided I'm going to try some of the pieces that I found in that magazine. First, I'm going to take a look at that garden gate, which would make the collage really nice and bright. I love the heart, since we've been talking a lot about following your heart. And I put that together, and no, that's not the mood I'm in right now. So I turned over that planter that I cut out and take a look at that, but I don't know, I have to add something to that. It's going in the right direction now. And then I decide, let's look in my object envelope and see what I can find in there. As I said, I've been doing a lot of fussy cutting, and I just, you can never have enough pieces to go through. It gives you an opportunity to see which piece is going to speak to you and also speak to the other pieces in the collage. So I'm going through this envelope. I like the keys. An airplane? No, that's not going to work. But this reminds me of the 45 records that I have in the great room. Maybe that would work with the upside down pot, maybe. I like that. The chin fits right there in the top of the sleeve. Colors look good together. And I think I may have found a solution. Let's see. I love that top record sleeve. I have one similar to that somewhere in my vintage cutouts, but it's a different color, and I really like the way all of these colors are coming together in this collage. They're very neutral, which is kind of unusual for me. So I'm carefully cutting around the top or bottom of the planter holder, and I like the pattern on there. And let's see how this looks. Not crazy about it. Somehow it's not, the two pieces aren't connecting. Not sure why. Could probably work, but I'm thinking there wouldn't be enough room left for legs if I use this. But I'm going to give it one more try, and I actually cut the side off to make the piece flare a little bit to look more like a skirt. And maybe that'll work. Let's see what happens when we do that. And just like that, the story popped into her mind. Oh my. I guess that story is going to be my collage, the meaning behind my collage. I built this doll that represents the little girl grown up, but she still has her hat and her flirtatious eyes and her tennis shoes, ready to dance and play. And she looks out at me. And what is she saying? Tidy up your table and I'll tell you the rest of the story. So I took out my envelopes and put away all the legs and feet that I had looked through to find just the right ones. I have been fussy cutting a lot and harvesting magazines and harvesting books. And I have a lot to choose from. But the ones I chose seemed just perfect. But I see an egg. That would be just perfect. She could be leaning on an egg. New beginnings, maybe. Oh, 2 eggs, an egg totem. Oh, I love that. But what is she looking at? Okay, she's balanced. She has something to lean upon. Let's put these away. I go back to my trusty little plastic bin and start looking through there for an image. Not sure which one. It's an intuitive search. Priority. Maybe this is something I need to take care of, something I need to do. More eggs. A shell. A queen of hearts. There I am. Full of love and caring. She must go in here someplace. Maybe she's leaning on the queen. Maybe this corner. I'll keep that one. But there's something else. Here it is. Her pomegranate. Her ticket to 2 worlds. Oh. I like this vintage cityscape. Maybe I could tuck her on Main Street. Wait a minute, what does that have to do with the woods? I'm not sure. Do I like that? Priority. First class. Am I sending a message or getting a message? I like it. Don't I? Next, I reach for the bottles of hot sauce, all lined up in a row. I really love the colors. They work so well with the collage. Let's see. Maybe I could use these at the bottom. She could be walking on hot sauce. That makes no sense. Walking on bottles, walking on glass, walking on eggshells. Well, let's cut this out and see how it works. Okay, I've caught in the flow of the collage, listening to the music and fussy cutting. It kind of is a very Zen-like therapeutic vibe going on. And the collage is really talking to me now and telling me what it wants next. And I had gotten my music folder out and found this guitar seminar ad, and I think it's an advertisement. I'm not really sure, but I like the color of the paper. I like that the orange at the top of the paper echoed the orange of the record label in the DECCA record sleeve. So I'm putting the pieces back together. I'm trying to decide if I want the eggs balancing on the bottles or if I want the pomegranate balancing on the bottles. And I haven't quite made up my mind yet. I'm going back and forth. And first I think, well, I like the eggs, but they're a little bit too close in color to her hand and also the background papers. But I'm pondering, I'm going slowly, I'm listening, and waiting for more magic to kick in. Maybe it was the guitar music, maybe it was that I was thinking about California, but it seemed that the collage was calling for a guitar. Plus, this would break up the background behind my paper doll. So I'm looking for the exact perfect placements. And I don't know, I can't decide. This is going to throw it off balance a little bit. Again, if I put it on that side, I'll have, a lot of negative space over on the other side. Plus, I'm covering up a lot of the knobs and texture on the guitar if I put it on this side. But I like that it is picking up the black and the ribbon of the hat, and the frets are picking up the music notes in the background, and I'm really really liking this collage. And I'm wondering if maybe I see more of the guitar if I put it on the other side. Okay, at this point, I have most of my paper doll glued together, and I'm able to move the pieces around easier on the collage, and trying to decide if indeed I wanted to keep the guitar on the left side or move it over to the right side. And I keep looking at it and trying to decide which would look best. And I'm gonna make the move. Gonna move it over on the other side of the collage, and that exposes more of the working parts of the electric guitar. And I like that. I like that a lot. But now it's placing the paper doll on top of the guitar in a way that the two dance together. So it's getting close. I'm not liking that little Main Street scene anymore. I'm making sure that her skirt and legs fit in the canvas area. And I decide to commit and put the guitar on the right side of the collage. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it down and continue building the collage at this point. My paper doll is all glued together. The guitar is glued down on the background. And I decide I'm going to scan my paper doll into the computer so I can use her at a later date. Okay, I have my paper doll, and it's time to finish gluing down the collage and make my final decisions about what I'm going to include. I love the images that I've put together so far, and let's see what happens as I glue the rest of the collage down. I took a break at this time and made a freebie collage sheet for my collage magicians who are members of my website, www.collagemagic.com. And I used this time to create the part of the story where the fox transforms into a cardinal. And I found a vintage fox image and Fussy cut him out and added cardinal wings to his side. So he would be flying through the collage and then flying away. The fox is a symbol that shows up quite often in my work and symbolizes a person that I knew and was very close to when I lived in California. He passed away a couple years ago, but is still in my life. I had bought a bouquet of tulips and had them arranged in a vase in our great room. And lately, I've been using elements in my collages that seem to be falling from the sky, which creates movements in the collage. So I started fussy cutting these tulips and was going to place them on the collage as though it was raining tulips. And as I'm sitting here doing the voiceover, I'm listening to myself say tulips, and it's really two lips. So I'm going to have to write a little bit about that, I think. And so let's go ahead and finish up the collage. You can see that I added the Queen of Hearts and in the lower right hand corner and the egg in the upper left hand corner to balance out the collage. Balance, joy, love is what I'm seeking in this particular collage, and indeed every day. So I wish you all many blessings, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.